Good morning, everyone. I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. Today, I will continue reading from my Guru's blog, His Eminence the 25th Sam Tuku Rinpoche. The topic is Love Without Agenda. And today will be the 10th session that I'll be reading from this blog. And before I start reading, I will go to a picture to share with you. There you go. Something to look at while I'm doing the reading. Right. Love Without Agenda, Part 10. There is a lot of things I miss in the States. I don't want to live there, but a lot of things I miss. But I think to myself, never mind. Sometimes when I'm in Malaysia, I miss the United States, even now. Some kind of cultural aspect, some kind of ways of expression, and the way people act and stuff. I miss that. I miss it very much, but I think, okay, never mind. I go back there, what happens? I enjoy 2, 3 weeks, and I come back here, it's the same thing. I might as well control my mind. So what happens is this, is that. How am I able to lucidly explain all these things to you? That I'm some high Lama looking down on you. No, I am you. I am you. I think like you. I have the same problems as you. The only difference is because I'm given the name Rinpoche, and I'm thrown robes, and I am given a throne, and I'm shown respect. I am not allowed to act like other people. I'm supposed to act like it doesn't affect me. You guys have that option. You can jump out of here and scream and shoot people in the university, 32 of them to be exact. You can do whatever you want, and it's all right. But the minute Sam Rinpoche even slurps when he drinks, he is not enlightened at all. He is just a slob. Because I have a name and I have a title, but I'm not allowed to be ordinary. Why am I not allowed to be ordinary? Because everybody has a projection. Everybody has a thought of how a Rinpoche should be. If we talk about, if we talk to everybody in this room and interview them separately, alone, without listening to other peer, they will have a different version of how a Rinpoche should act. Some people will say, hey, it's no problem, you know Rinpoche, it's no problem. You can go to disco with me and hang out and dance. He is still enlightened and I go for Dharma teachings. Some of you say, oh no, he needs to sit on a throne and live on there and stay there and meditate on there and camp out there and sleep there and also teach us there. Just stay on the throne and never get off. That's what a Rinpoche is supposed to be. And some people will be like, well, we can have both. Some people say, oh, Rinpoche has hair. Which Rinpoche doesn't have hair follicles? Oh, does that mean he is not qualified because he has hair? But the other Rinpoches we saw didn't have hair. Maybe they were bald, I don't know. Does that mean that if he has hair, he can't teach or he teaches less? You have hair. Does that mean you are less than who you are if you don't have hair? He doesn't wear robes. You wear robes in Malaysia. You run around Malaysia wearing 15 meters of maroon robes and let me see what happens to you. You look like that. You look like a fat Indian woman with a maroon sari. And if they ask you what's going on, Hare Krishna. That's nothing wrong, but what's the type of people you are trying to penetrate? What's the type of people you are trying to talk to? If you are in robes, you better make sure your students know how to serve you correctly. They know how to drive you correctly. They know how to set up your throne. They know how to make the arrangements because you are in robes. You can't do anything yourself. Why? If you do anything the minute you see a monk in a shopping mall, oh, consumerism. So you want to make sure your students are not blur. They go to the shopping center, they buy you the right cottage cheese, and sometimes llamas are incredible. Sometimes llamas they use food and very simple ways to train up the students. Sometimes they will send them out many times to get the same food or different foods. They are not attached to money. They are not attached to the house. They are not attached to themselves. They are not attached to anything, but suddenly they are attached to food. So people who have a higher intelligence think, how come he only does that to only one person or two people and not me? And then other times he's not. How come someone be attached to food and nothing else? That's ridiculous. And is your llama 350 pounds? 400 kgs? Corky looks at himself. He did. I saw him look at himself when I said that. Well, what can that be? Maybe he's checking the attitude of that person out and they work and how they operate. Maybe. Maybe the llama is crazy. Definitely not. See, the llama has to do one action that fulfills the needs of everyone. He has to do something that fulfills the needs of most people. And yes, there's going to be some people who are disappointed. It's always like that. Why? Level, skill, and the llama and the perceived. If the perceiver's level is very high, everything will be perfect. If the perceiver's side is very low, everything will be questionable. From the llama's side, if the llama's level is very high, everything he does still can be questioned. Imagine Buddha Shakyamuni walking up and down Bukit Bintang begging for food these days. He will be arrested, not allowed anymore. Can you imagine Buddha opening up a retreat center in a rubber plantation? No license, restrictions for building statues, all that. Of course, he'll be slapped with the same thing. Imagine Buddha today standing up and saying, I'm a Buddha. They'll say, yeah, right, get alive. Times have changed, methods have changed. Lamas are willing to change their methods like Chogyam Trungpa. Lamas who are willing to change their outlook, their robes, their criterias, how they talk, how they act. They are very kind. You know why they are very kind? They risk their own reputation and life and rise bold to bring the Dharma to people who ordinarily not be touched. And the people who criticize would be people who don't fit that style, and their level is to criticize. But definitely, people will be benefited. I'm telling you, I heard about him when I was in America many years ago. I've heard nothing but nasty things, nothing. When I was in the Dharma circuit in Los Angeles, I was at the center there. I heard nothing but nasty things about Chogyam Trungpa. Nothing. I never heard one good thing, and I'm not going to repeat what I heard because it was very, very bad. Over and over, people actually say, don't go to him. You know, people running away from him. On and on and on. And now I'm studying about him. Now I fold my hands when I read about him. Sometimes it brings a tear to my eye. But it wasn't like that 30 years ago. I never criticized him either because I know ex-students of his. I know them. So my point is this is I'm not promoting him because I have reached this level. I am not saying he is wonderful because I'm a little chip off the old block. On some levels I have seen through that what been through what he is doing through 30 years of being in the Dharma and experienced. 30 years. I have seen through not all because I'm not at that level, but I've seen through. I have seen through much more than many people here, if I may say so with respect, much more. So I have seen through, and therefore I can accept. I don't accept because I'm disillusioned. I don't accept because I don't have anything smart to say. I accept because I have seen through and some more. His actions have proven beneficial to many, too many. So, therefore, usually these kinds of beings are not considered legends in their own time, or they are wonderful, or they are Mahasiddhas. Actually, it's usually when they pass away. Even in the Christian tradition, someone like Joan of Arc is only granted sainthood many years after her death. Even Mother Teresa is still under observation many years, but during their lifetimes, no. When Mother Teresa first did her things, if you read a book, it was totally out of the question. Nobody accepted it. There was no such order, no such thing. It went through many years of proving that she got the Pope's approval many years. He is very kind that time. But my point is, in the Chinese tradition, you have Qigong. Nobody thought he was a Mahasiddha in his life. Now people make statues of him, worship him, and say he is an emanation of Avalokiteshvara. Because why? He dared to be different. I like that style. I'm not like them. I'm not like Mother Teresa and Qi Gong. That kind of level of spiritual maturation. But I like that style. Do you know why? I like it when Chogyam Trungpa threw pee all over Akong Rinpoche's altar. I like it. I like it very much because that is something I would like to do, but not around here. You don't pee on Malaysians' altars. You'll be lucky if they pee back on you. They'll call the police on you. But in America, you can get away with it. It's like in Scotland, you get away with it. People are like, oh no, whatever. It's his way of expressing art. They do. And with that, I will end this session here. Something for you to contemplate. That sometimes, due to our perception, we can't accept certain things that our guru does, but he is actually doing it to help us overcome our own limitations. Just as what Rinpoche said, that suddenly he would like set a task for that person to get this thing, to get that thing, like what kind of meals, and then he will just set the task for the students to do so that they are able to, because they will probably have some kind of limitation in their mind that they are not able to do it. So Rinpoche sets this and help them to overcome their own limitation. And once they realize it, then they will know that, how kind Rinpoche was and how wise Rinpoche was to have set all these tasks. And as Rinpoche said, like at different places, like in America, it's more open, and people are more open to certain ways that Rinpoche is able to implement, you know, the, his methods of teachings. Whereas in Malaysia, we have like certain ideas that the ways that is able to be used in America may not apply in Malaysia. So that's how skillful a guru has to be, to teach all his students. And well, do contemplate on what Rinpoche has shared in that short teaching. I mean, the short sharing that I've um, uh, done just now. And as such, I will close this with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Yang Job Senchong Rinpoche, Make Panam Ge Yushi, Ke Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondo Pewashu, Tony To Rinpoche, Make Panam Ge Yushi, Ke Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondo Pewashu. Daso jini sapagewadi tantandro aguna kapadang jepa jesu no sandrapai tamping imporendo sa se sho kewa kunto yanda lamada drami chonki lam Palalo choching sadam langi yate razone doji changi ngo pangatusu gewadi yoda lama sangyo droyone drowa chike malupa dei salago pasho choki kaposonga pa chosu nampa pewala geki samasi wada Tunki malu sangwasho dadam singi dosunda drewe songi latene gewa losandra pai tampa yuriva gyushi ni modele sendele ni migo nyandele shi ni sintatu dele Concho songi jingilo, concho songi ngodroso, concho songi trasi sho. Jesu lama kusen rapting ching, namka trini chochu ke pada, losam tempe dromi sub songi. Droi mun sa tato ni gyushi, gangri rangwe kowe shinkam den, pendan dewa malu goene, chen zit wan tensing get so yi, shapeshi de baru den gyushi. Home tumpi ngodro malu pa, den dala salduso, kodan den palong chot nam, ke pa sushi shuk den sal. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll see you for my next session.